Well, good morning. It's Friday, April 17th, the day that I'm supposed to be planting, and I already have stuff in the ground. But last night I looked at the temperature today. It got down to almost 21 degrees. It was 22.3 for the cold. I want to see how the plants did. I'm going to show you that. We also have a new bed I'm going to be making. Home Depot had some Miracle-Gro Performance Organics on sale, 1.3 cubic foot bags for $1, so that means you can almost get a yard for $25, and I need a new bed. If you don't know, because of the pandemic, my compost supply is dried up. They've closed the plant, so I really need to get whatever soils or good soils or compost I can to make new beds. I know this is near the end of the video, so why do an introduction? But if you don't know, my name's Todd Marsh. I am growing a large garden at a community garden site. I had no beds started. I'm growing in compost following the Charles Dowling method with multi-sowed plants and cells grown in compost. I had to buy the compost originally. I'm putting it in about 5.5 or 6 inches thick. That will eventually settle to 2 inches, and then every fall you put another inch or 2 inches of new compost on there. That's the only additives they add to the soil. No fertilizer whatsoever. But because my compost supply is dried up, I am resorted to bags, but at least they're on sale, so it's cheap. I am making my own compost. I'll show you a picture of that, mostly with microgreen cuttings from my microgreen business, but I will not have anywhere near as enough, and of course it's going to take a while for that compost to work, but maybe I can add it to my beds later this fall. So let's take a look at the plants and see how well they did this week. I'm going to remove the fleece, and then I'll show you bed by bed how they did. I'm hoping they survived the cold weather this week. It snowed 2 inches one night, 3 inches another night, and it's been down into the mid to low 20s almost every night, and it's going to be for the next couple. So let's see how they did under the fleece. All right, the first plot is baby leaf lettuce planted by seed with a few green onions mixed in. You can see that they're growing okay. They need some water, so I'll water them before I put the tarp back on. Now let's take a look at the green leaf lettuce. The green leaf lettuce looks like it's doing pretty good. Some of the outside leaves have browned, but the centers are growing. So even underneath the fleece, in the cold weather, there's enough heat for the, oops, get the strap out of the way. There's enough heat for the lettuce to grow. The red leaf looks really good. There's a little bit of burn edges on some of the tops, but you can see that the centers are growing pretty well. Let me see if I can focus in closer. So you can see even through the cold temperatures that the center is growing. The outside leaves look good, and they're actually quite a bit bigger than when I put them in. So the red leaf is doing great. The broccoli rabe, it's just surviving, I'm going to say. The green onions look a little worse for wear because they've been covered up and held down, but they look pretty good. They're growing from the middle. I'm happy with that. The spinach, well, it's growing. The outside cotyledons are yelling off. I'll have to pick those off when I get the covers off. They're even growing underneath the fleece. I'm pretty happy with that. So let me cover this bed up, and we'll take a look at the radish bed next that I just put in this week. The radishes, actually, if we're just going in this week, I mean, some of them look a little rough for wear. They look okay, better than I thought they would be. You get towards the front end, these are the French breakfast radishes. These look a little beat up. I think the tarp was beaten on them. And there's one here that is definitely frozen. Let me focus in on that. This poor guy had some cold weather, freezing, but maybe he'll pop out of it. Again, these were just planted a couple days ago, or transplanted a couple days ago. So overall, I'm happy. The peas are doing all right. They're actually pushing up the fleece. I don't really want to take it off because I'm sort of lazy, but I think they're fine under there. Maybe you can see this one a little bit better. See how it looks when I process the video, but the peas look like they're doing okay. I didn't expect to have any problems with the peas, but I'll be glad when it warms up and we can get these fleeces off and get these things some fresh air and some sunshine. All right, now let's get down to the projects. Okay, today's project is to make a new 4 by 24 foot bed. Well, hopefully 24. We'll see what we get with the soil I got. I got 24 bags. I can go get more. I think they still have it. But the idea is to build a new bed down below bed number 3 of this Miracle-Gro Performance Organic that I bought for $1 a bag. It is a composted material, so I think it'll work fine. I want to get this bed formed so that I can actually put potatoes and some other taller plants down in this section. This is as low as I want to get. Further to the left of the frame, the water is, sorry, cement truck going by. You know, it's just everyone's supposed to be at home and the roads are busy as ever. But anyways, down below this it gets pretty wet, so I don't really want to expand the garden any further that way. And then further to the west, beyond the beds I have, it gets really wet because there's a retention pond, a water retention basin uphill from there, and the water daylights right through there, so I don't want to do that. The next area, if I can, will be over here. This was actually the area I plan on planting in the first place, but I was here when it snowed to talk to the guy. I didn't know someone already had a garden bed set up here. So I don't know if they're coming back or not. If they're not here by the end of May, this is where I'm building my next set of beds down from my compost pile. That's why my compost pile is there, because I thought this would be the area I'd be working. But when the snow melted, I saw that there were some beds there that looked like they may have been worked last year. So he didn't know, the garden manager didn't know the person was coming back. And you can see all the trash along the fence. That's all everyone else's. I've actually cleaned up some of the mess, so it's just like home and at work. I'm always picking up other people's messes. But so be it. So this is where I'll build my beds. See, I'm in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe my 6th and 7th beds if we ever get that far. But first, let's get these soils done. I'll show you, rip a couple bags open, show you how I set it up, and then we'll cut to the end. So what I've done is made my 2-foot pathway, lined it with cardboard. This will be covered with compost and mulch eventually. Went from my corner down 4 feet, and then used these bags sort of as an outline for where I want to pour the rest of the soil. And we'll just work our way to the west. So let's get started putting some of this soil in and see how it goes. So we'll just continue on from there, get these bags in, and maybe tomorrow we'll go get some more and finish the bed up. I'll show you at the end. Well, I spread all 24 bags. You can see I'm a little bit short. I'm probably 6 feet short, maybe 5 feet short, but I'll go get some more tomorrow. I don't have time today. And then this compost I have left over from the county, I think I'll spread on top. It's a little bit coarser. I think it'll act as a good mulch. I'm really happy with this soil. I think it looks nice. We'll see how much it compacts when we get some rains later this week. It's not really it's supposed to warm up for highs, but the lows are still supposed to be below freezing, at freezing or below freezing. So I don't know about taking the covers off quite yet. We'll just do what we can do. But I'm really happy with the garden progress so far. I was really worried about them being frozen out yesterday with it being so cold last night, but it seems to be doing good. I did mess up over here putting this cardboard in. I forgot I planted carrots in that first 3 foot of this bed over here, so I probably messed some of them up, but carrot seed's cheap, so we'll just get some more and plant some more. No big deal. Things happen. This bed needs a little bit wider here, and like I said, I get those bags are cheap. As long as I got them, I'll keep getting them, $1 a bag. So that's all. Did that 3/4 of that bed for $24 plus tax. I think it's a good deal. Again, that's about $25 a yard, which is a good price around here for good compost. This was only $15 a yard in bulk. I got 6 yards originally, but it's the coarser half-inch stuff, so there's quite a bit of twigs into it, and this really has very small pieces of wood. So hopefully that grows vegetables good. Well, that's all I have for this week. Thank you for watching, and we'll give you another garden update next week.